my biggest blunder?
The biggest blunder I've done in business.
My definite biggest blunder.
Well, depending on how you look at it, it's probably from all business.
Who's a soccer star, you know, and he called himself Pogba, Messi. I think any name that started trends at that time, that's him. So, so yeah, he would come back from school, from practice, soccer practice. Having to start over. Okay, anyways. So he would, it was 2018-19, so my son would come back from school, from soccer practice, like I mentioned, the Pogba, Messi, the star that trains, the name that trains at that time, that's him. And I would actually smell like a bit of an office smell from his armpits. So I was wondering whether, if it was a problem, whether he was sick or, because I mean, remember, in our case, we never had that as kids, you know. So I got a bit worried as a parent, and I asked other mothers around me if they also experienced the same problem with the kids. And yeah, actually there were, but some of them wouldn't even mention it because also they just didn't want to embarrass the kids. They'd rather go to the doctors and inquire there and all of that. So then I started realizing, man, no man, there is a problem here. I mean, clearly there's a gap, and how come there isn't something of this nature, you know? So I went to pharmacies, like, you know, I said, no man, there must be something. I mean, there's all these big brands of deodorants that exist. I mean, how come they did not see that there is a market here? I mean, there's a need, there's demand for this age group. Okay, I go around pharmacies, okay, I get all these women that work there and be like, you know, like, some of them would tell me about homemade paste, like your bicarbonate of soda paste, and lemon, apply lemon onto the skin. So, okay, go back home, do all of those things that they told me about your homemade paste. I mean, we working moms, busy, on the go. Do we actually have that extra 10 to 15 minutes to be mixing up paste at 4 a.m. in the morning? You get it? How? Okay, fine. Then we onto the lemon. The lemon is acidic. It burns the skin equally. Although it says lemons are great for the skin and whatnot, but it's also acidic. Equally burns the skin. Hey, no. Clearly there's a problem here. I go again to find, like, you know, I'd go maybe 2 clicks and then maybe discount and then try to find other, you know, because I was convinced. I mean, who didn't know that there were no deodorants for children, you know? So I was convinced, I know there's something out there, but unfortunately there was nothing. So what happened was I started doing my research. I went on the net, our friend Google, and started doing my research to just find what's available there. And then I found this brand, apparently Tom's. It's in the US. It doesn't target the age group as well, but it says it can be used. It's just for sensitive skin. That's what it says. Okay, check. It's on Amazon and they don't even ship to South Africa. And I'm like, okay, no. I guess this is, you know, this is something that I need to work on because I've always been, I've always tried out things. I've always, you know, worked related entrepreneurship, business. I've tried out a whole lot of things. And then I thought, okay, maybe this is my chance for, you know. So after the research, then I found a chemist because my background is in agriculture. So I'm an animal scientist. I knew nothing about chemicals and what so forth. So now I find this woman who actually was willing to assist me. But then remember at the time the buzzword was organic, you know. So organic this, organic that, organic that. Okay, we get into the organic stuff. Your coconut oil, your essential oils, and you know, we started mixing, doing our own motswako right there. And then, since my son was the subject, experiment on him, let it bend him, because so So we started with my son. Okay, all right, okay, not too shabby. But then, okay, I was like, no. But then now let's also broaden the experiment. We can't just only do it on one child. I mean, since the skin differ, and you find that to him it's okay, and the other one it doesn't work and whatnot. So we did a couple of samples, and then I went to my trusted friends, and and then I was like, hey guys, I need, I was lucky to actually have people that were actually willing to experiment, because they were also as frustrated as I was. You get it? So fine, we realized that no, this totally organic thing doesn't work. And what's organic? Anyway. Shabu, we go back, experimenting now again for the second round, to find something that would last the whole day on these kids, because with the organic it didn't last the entire day. You'd go, you'd apply in the morning, by the time they back, same story, back to square one. So now, this time around, the chemist and I started also experimenting again with other stuff, like other ingredients that wouldn't harm the child's skin, that wouldn't tamper with the skin actually, or stain the clothes, or all of that. So voila, then we came up with something. We were onto something. It worked. Gave out all the samples again to these people that I had, the kids, the experiments, and then it worked. It worked. Okay, great. Now, after the whole entire experimenting, my transportation to and fro the chemist, buying all these organic ingredients and all this, now my money's gone. Remember, we've been experimenting from 2018 until late 2019. So then we manufacture our first batch. Okay, it sells out. We were sold out. Wow. Oh, Mapula, wow, we've been looking for such. You got sent. I don't know how come the speaker has never thought about this. We feel like a I'm like, okay, fine. Fast forward. Now, since we realized that the product works, now we need to manufacture more products, and I've got no money anymore. That's all. So the money's finished. I'm like, okay, now where do I start? So there was a time I was doing practicals in Bumananga somewhere in Milo for my animal science degree. And there was a fellow entrepreneur that I met there. So he has his own businesses, his job, and he's running. Then I approached this person and I tell him, look, this is what I did, this is what I came up with, and right now there's demand. I've tested the market and there's demand. We did about 100 units and they were all sold out. And already I'm getting more calls, word of mouth. People are calling each other to say, hey, happy there's this product that's available in the market for these kids. Actually, it's normal for these kids to actually perspire at that age. It's not a sickness of some sort. So fine, this guy agrees to actually give me the initial capital of the production, of producing the raw materials and all that. But then also with an agreement that he would be of assistant, because he told me all the dreams, when you get started with someone who's prominent that knows, so he tells you everything that you want to hear. No, don't worry, and I'm gonna hook you up with all these major retailers. And I hear people thinking, I know we're flying high. Hey, Bona, guys, I've been waiting for this moment. Great, gives me the initial capital, great, which I really appreciate. And I started manufacturing in a larger quantity, in a larger scale. Okay, fine, we started going on selling, and there is demand. People call me, word of mouth, social media, all of that. Okay, great. Now, I tell this guy that, hey bruh, remember when we started? The journey became lonely, because now I was alone. I was doing everything all by myself. The brand is where it is today because of me and my hard work and my sweat. And Alice, hi guy, I go, I tell him, hey, remember you mentioned that you knew this prominent person who's a buyer wherever and who knows the buyers of clicks, Discam and whatnot. I realize now that the problem that we have with this product is that it's excess. You understand? Parents need convenience for the product. They want to go into a store, get into Discam or Clicks or whatever the case might be, get their toiletries, and also pick up for the child because they can't always be paying for courier services for roll-on deodorant, you know what I mean? So that's how I lost some of my clients. They'd call me like, oh Mapula, no, we love the product, but then now having to pay courier services and you see? So now that's another frustration. I tell the guy, you did mention that there were these people, you know, can we use that network of yours that you have? I mean, besides, you haven't like really done much, you know? All you did was, our agreement wasn't that you were going to be an angel investor. Yeah. The agreement was that you are coming in and you are also going to put in the work. Oh, well, you know what guy says to me? You know what I'm thinking, Mapula? I think we should dilute your shares. My daughter is into marketing. Maybe let's dilute everything and then so that we are all equal shareholders. And I'm like, already my biggest blunder was to give out equity without knowing, imagine, without knowing how the whole shareholding process works. That was one of my biggest blunders. So, and then I disagreed. And then he got mad at me, then it was argument after argument and whatever, and obviously the relationship was ruined. So we never spoke to each other again. Okay, then here am I, then I go to government agencies. I've heard that they do assist entrepreneurs like myself who need assistance and whatnot, so I started going there, attending the workshops. And then, you know, if I knew then I wouldn't have even approached this guy, you know? Because these guys helped me so much, they helped me a great deal, they got there, and then, you know, they always also prioritize you because you come there already with a physical product. You don't just come hanging and say, no, I have this idea, you know, and now they have to start from scratch. So when I got there, rebranding, whatever, like everything was just falling on top of me. Like, you know, redesigning of the brand, the barcoding, the whatever, It's becoming professional. And then, guy, I ask, dude, again, I go back to the guy. Please, I need to, you know, get you out of this whole thing because I'm clearly, you know, we're not exactly, you're not in any in any of it. So fast forward, guys, the biggest blunder of everything was that I gave out equity without information, without research. It's always important in business to do your due diligence, do your research, you know. And then I'll say from the lessons I learned on this journey is that don't marry the first guy you go out on a date with, guys. Please do your research. You'll just end up burnt. And yeah, I mean, in business, I think for all of us, it's all about researching, and partnerships are great. I mean, it's great to have someone to fall back on, and you don't talk about, you know, products and the progress of the business and all that, but then maybe probation, 3-4 months before you actually sign up the person, you know. So at this point, I'm alone in the business, and my son doesn't have smelly armpits anymore, and the products are available in a couple of number of independent pharmacies around. You mentioned Bakalapeng, some independent pick and pay stores. We've been trending for the past week. We were in Drum Magazine, True Love. So guys, we fly it, and yeah, like I said, to cut the whole long story short, don't marry the first guy you go on a date with. Thank you.